What is up, students? It's Devlin Cassidy, aka the Scholar, coming back at you guys today with, something I never thought I'd do was a standard deck profile, to be honest. But after being picked up by Team Crow's Nest and wanting to play more, I actually found a deck that I was liking to play. So, yeah, I guess it looks weird for like the DP profile, like then Ava, but I picked up Ava before I picked up Dimension Police. But I wanted to give you this to you guys today because I thought it was really appropriate to finally show it off. So yeah, I've been playing Ava pretty recently, and it's just been a pretty good time overall. But if you guys want to play amazing decks like this one, please go check out Kingslayer Cards and use the code SCHOLAR to save 5% off. Their website is down in the description below, and all their pre-orders come out really fast. I already think they have like set 10 up and stuff like that. So they're just rolling and rolling and rolling. They got a Messiah Stride deck set up too, so please go use them. Alrighty, let's get on into it. So of course, like any other standard deck, you have the ride line, and so we just need to play the Ava ride line, so that way you can go search your whole entire deck for your specific researches. So yeah, it's the girl, you want to play her. Nothing much to be said. And then Ava is just really phenomenal. Because we like Ava so much, we're going to play 3 more copies of her because we love Persona writing. This just gets your numbers better. That's why I like the Persona writing is key, and it gives you more soul as well. Because there's sometimes if you like want to be really aggressive with how you use your soul, you can potentially run out. And so that's why I really like having Ava in here. But she's, for those who don't know her or haven't played her yet, she's CB. 1 CB, you look at the top cards equal to the number of cards you have in your set order zone for your researches, and you can choose one of them and add them to your hand, and she gets 5k. And then when she attacks, she can CB1 Soul Blast 1 to call an Obscurade from deck or from your hand. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. And then speaking of the researches, we will cover those now. So we have 4 copies of the promo research. This is the result of the experiment henceforth. This card's like crazy broken. For any decks that have retire or like choosing selective retire, you can't touch Obscurades if they're in the order zone. Like, this card's crazy, and it's soul and countercharge and add an Obscurade to hand, so add 10k shield to your hand. When you activate this card. This card is crazy. I love this card so much. I really don't want them to hit this, but this is actually kind of would be the appropriate hit if they decided to hit Ava in any sort of capacity because of how strong this card is. Just force us to play more of the grade 2 orders. But yeah, this card is so good. Really good grind games. So if all your rear guards have Obscurade in your card name can't be chosen, and then if you have 4 or more, you can do the shove to soul, counter charge, all that good stuff. This card is wild, and I really like this one. To make the deck even better, though, they gave us some like really broken order that just lets us have more card effect call triggers, like because of this. So yeah, we're playing 4 copies of the World is a Blue Research Lab. No reason why not to play this card at 4. Check top 5, call 1, and then Soul Blast 1, rest 3 researches in your order zone, and you give one of your glitter units 5k. So you can either make like the Ava like a perfect 28, or you can make the Ava like a 23. Just to like make her numbers better. That's what I like to do. So the way they have to like respect the Vanguard a little bit more, especially like with fronts and stuff in the deck. So yeah, this card's crazy. Want to play 4 of this card hands down. Then wrapping up the rest of the grade 3s, we play 4 copies of the grade 3 Obscurade. This card is crazy. This card is your crit pressure. This is like the single-handed reason why you can lock your opponent out at 4. If he swings and it was called by a card effect, when it's called by a card effect, it gains a crit. Then when it swings, if you have 3 or more set orders in your order zone, it gets 10k, and then it's when it's placed by that card ability. But then it also has intercept and 10k shield. And then 1 copy of Arbit Robust. I know Different Fight doesn't like this. I know some people don't like this. I really like this card. I talked with Crow about this card for a long time. This card is crazy. It's CB1. It helps you find more, actually, of your grade 3 research orders. You being able to find this card is crucial because this generates constant pressure if you have to keep wiping your Obscurades from the front row. Which more times than not, you'll have to. especially like in the earlier swings before you can start really tanking to where you start just drive checking triggers and being able to tank with triggers in your hand. So yeah, just having Ardent Robust, because like in your first 2 grabs, you're gonna be grabbing these just to have these off your ride line. So just being able to be like, hey, find one of me an extra of this if I draw into this is just really good for the CB. I wouldn't want to really be punished for that. Plus it's a 23k attacker, so like doing Persona ride turns or like the first grade 3 turn, it's just really good to have. I wouldn't trade it for really anything. Then onto the grade 2s, 4 copies of the grade 2 Obscurade. Just being able to like generate pressure off the jump and being able to threaten your opponent's whole front row if they're called or if it's called by a card ability is just really good. Especially in Ava Mirrors, just being able to threaten the Obscurades. Like this is the card you lean to in the Ava Mirror match, so like this hands down is crazy. Just being able to do all that stuff. The other thing too is on top of it, it's the 10k shield, of course, but you can play some interesting tech choices to make this be like more effective. I knew Crow at the KSC event was on the Mega Garago. The card that says when it hits, you countercharge every time it hits. So like in a perfect world, if this hit 3 times, you countercharge 3. I personally don't like that. I'm back on a different card, but like yeah, you can just do really niche and interesting stuff with that. So being able to make like perfect numbers though, just like to bully like potential front row grade 3 rear guards too, with like a what's he called? Wavy Loss is just insane too. Like 28 for free, yeah. And then 2 copies of Combine Rusher. This card is still important, don't get me wrong, and I would actually like really just love to play this. Maybe actually one more, even though it gets demoted to 2 copies, which I think is correct. Just because it's so crucial, especially in the Jet matchup, is to find cards you can early call to bully. So that's why like I was able to just like, you know, went out and do some crazy stuff. Like I went to locals a couple weeks ago for like the first time, like back in Cincinnati to see everyone, and I played against a good friend of mine, Jared Becker, who got 3rd place at that King Slayer Cards event with Chrono Jet. And so I was able just to like, we had like the closest game of our lives, and we started our game 3 in time. But it's like having these like all around is just wild. So just being able to pressure and like aggro, because you don't care. Like Ava doesn't do anything until you're on the Ava. So like if you're an Ava player, you should not be like attempting to grade 2 game Chrono Jet like at all. You just ride up and you just aggro. Like that's the things you kind of have to just shut off your brain and just do normal stuff and just act like you're not playing against Chrono Jet, but like think about like what Chrono Jet does and everything. So yeah, that's why those cards are overall important. But then like again, Combine Rusher can just come back at the end. So like in the later times when you're struggling to find front row units before you want to call the Obscurade, that's why Combine Rusher is perfect. And then on to our grade 1s. We are playing 3 copies of the Brantgate PG and 1 Elementaria. Yeah, you need this for Jet, like just being able to just like completely just like blow up a Fate Rider or stuff like that, or have this for when they go next stage down into Chrono Jet. Like I have no problem discarding the card because Chrono Jet says only triggers, so I just go cool, discard, and it's guarded. Like that pressure like that is insane. So just having Elementaria just enables a lot of stuff, but I mean it's just good in general, but just like Chrono Jet meta, like it's too insane. Then I'm on 2 copies of Wavy Loss. Draw a card, 13k booster. Like I can't really ask for more. Maybe with the new Ava that's coming out, the Purple Poison Ava, just being able to go her is just really strong. So maybe we may need more Wavy Loss in the future, but for right now, 2's worked out perfectly. If you can't afford this though, I don't know necessarily what I would replace it with. I'd pick it up though before the Ava is revealed for sure, because this card is already beginning to go up. I've seen it up to like near 20 bucks in some listings, but like the average right now is like 15. I think it went back to 12, but I think it's going back up. So you guys maybe want to pick up that card if you have not yet. And then 2 copies of Bulbamine. Not only is it counter charge on demand, but it's soul again. So like you do run into niche situations where you're like out of the soul because you're trying to make numbers with the Blue Research Lab. You're trying to draw cards with Wavy Loss, and you're trying to call cards with Ava herself. So you're doing a lot of stuff that in like weird situations you can like miss out on the soul. So just being able to have like a solid 8k booster that countercharges on demand and gives you soul is really good. So that's why I would not want to play anything other than Bulba Mine. But if you guys cannot afford Bulba Mine right now and you want to play this deck, but you want to wait to pick up the reprints to get Bulba Mine, please play the Mega Garago guy. Like you won't be steered wrong in that sense. And then onto the triggers. Play 4 of the Into Soul crit. I just much rather have this than not. Like this should be 5k crits that are vanillas, but just having the ability to have soul, I just much rather have this resource than like be opposite and just like not have it. So that's why we're playing these effect crits. Then we play 3 more crit just to again generate pressure. Like the crits are gonna win the games. Like, that's why you're able to swing with a called obstacle raid, swing Ava and call like another card. Like there's some cards where you just go 3 attacks where you go, hey, you have to guard all these 3 attacks because you're at 4, and all my attacks, like Ava has the potential to get a crit, so that's why they have to guard it. Like especially if they haven't seen a lot of triggers this game and you're just like constantly thinning your deck, it could happen. And then 2 front, just being able to just pump your front row is nice, and they're 20k shield, so I wouldn't trade that for anything. And then I'm weird. I'm playing 2 draws. I like drawing cards during my opponent's turn. Like it's absolutely broken. Like you like crow like put me onto that. I'm like yeah, I can get behind that. So it's wild. So just playing against this, just using this. Like sure, it's 10k shield, which actually is good. Like pitch fodders, you can have like solid pitch fodder, to do everything with that. So yeah, I wouldn't trade that either. And then I play 3 vanilla heals and 1. Lady Heal of the Creaking World, the restand effect heal, just because like playing against like Minerva, Lutetia, Overlord, like all the decks that have restanding Vanguards, like this card's too good not to play. We are definitely in like a restand Vanguard format, so definitely you want to be playing something that kind of like bumps the restand. This card will probably be relevant again once that new Leonorn stuff comes out. That stuff's wild to look at. And then yeah, so just healing's good, but I like the restand heal just because it's a little bit even though it's niche, it's a little bit better. And then 1 copy of, again, I win the game. This OT is crazy. Just being able to be like, hey, yeah, 200 million 4 crit with an ops grade is wild. So yeah, this card's insane, and yeah, just outright just wins games. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a shorter one because I don't have a G zone and everything to cover, but yeah, Ava's really fun. I'm really glad that like this deck is around. It's cool, and so you can see so much that I got the 0 damage gaming hoodie on just because this deck's really cool, and you know, the mat and everything. So I wouldn't trade it at all. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys need any more amazing cards, please check out Kingslayer Cards. Once again, use that promo code Scholar. Helps me, helps KSC, and helps you get awesome shiny cardboard. So it's a win-win-win for everyone, and I'd really appreciate if you guys did that. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. And until next time, I love y'all. Take care.